Hello, this is tips for living in your van. Okay, quick. Um, so I'm not like Omega van liver because I've only done it for like 8 months or something like this since September. But so I guess it's like 10 months. But or whatever. But a lot of people they're like, "Ooh, living in your van," and because they've like commented and stuff. Like, how do you do it? Like, how is that even possible? Oh my God, like, ooh, seems cool, but like, what's the problem? And after living in my van for so many of long, it's really easy. And in fact, when I look at people with houses and families and, jobs and stuff, I'm like, whoa, how the hell do you do it? Like, oof, getting up and busy all the time. I mean, I'm busy all the time too, but I'm busy doing stuff that's mundane. So it feels like I have a really simple life. I just work on my history timeline all day long, and it's like tedious as fuck. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like I did anything, even though I did a lot of just tedious stuff. But anyways, it's just simple. If you're a busy dude and you're like a career driven person, like a workaholic, living in a van is perfect. But anyways, tips for living in your van. As far as like finding a place to sleep, if you're a nomad van liver, and you're just kind of wandering around America, my advice is that if you find a really cool place to camp and a place that you really like, stay there for a while, dude. For example, I'm in the best place I've ever been camping in my van right now. Check it out. There's this big ass field, dude. That's the library that I go to. And they've got these like individual study rooms that I can go in and hang out at as long as I want. There's where the Blockbuster, who gives me free movies every day, the supermarket, the Subway, the pizza place that has internet, the gas station, and then like half a block down is Gold's Gym. So, and then like 2 blocks down that way is Starbucks. So I got literally everything. And I've just been camped here for like a month. And I hang out, I've been sleeping in here until like 11 at night. 11 in the morning. And it's like 10 o'clock right now. And nobody bothers me. Nobody cares. Because over there is these like office buildings, which are like empty anyways. I think those buildings are like empty. So yeah, sometimes people walk by, but they don't ever say anything. So yeah, if you find a place to camp, just stay there. But if you are kind of moving around and you don't really, there's no like field like this, a good place to camp would be like, you could go to a neighborhood and park in front of a park, like across the street from somebody's house. So you're not in front of their house, but you're on the other side, and stay there for a day and then move to another place for a day. And people have never said anything to me that way. Even though they had the signs around saying, like, if you see any suspicious activity, call this number. And also, a really secure place would be like, well, hotels for a day. Apartment complexes, park in one of their extra spots for a day. Or in like townhouse complexes, where there's lots of people who park across from the townhouses, like in the parking area. You could park there as many days as you want. Nobody's going to know. Everybody's going to think that you're the neighbor's car. Parking in 24-hour places like parking lots, like Denny's, Walgreens, as long as there's not a sign that says you can't do it. Like if you're in the center of a city, then they're going to have signs that say you can't do it. But if you go towards the periphery of a city, the suburbs, then you're fair game. So the best place to live in a van, if you're living in your van, would be the suburbs of any city, the outskirts of it. There's not too much traffic. There's not too much other people, vagrants. Vagrants like to live in the center of the city, so people see them. But if they see you like loitering or whatever, they're not really going to think twice about it if you're in the suburb. And I have for water. If I'm going to start, my appetite is going up right now, and so to get calories without having to spend too much money, I'm going to start eating a bunch of oatmeal and bananas. I think is a good cheap way to do it. And but I have this thing to hold my water. I just have one of those 5-gallon jug, which I take into the gym, Gold's Gym, and I just put one of those shower hoses on it, and I set it to the setting where it comes out in the middle, and I just set it on top, and I just kind of hang out for like 2 or 3 minutes or whatever, as long as it takes to fill up the tank. And then I put it back in my car, and I'm good for like a week, with water. And yeah, I only fill up my tank like once every couple of weeks. I want to try to put a like certain number on my personal calendar to show when I get gas, just to see like how often I get gas. And it's kind of a game I play too, like how little I drive, so I can go as long as I can without getting gas, and maybe even have like little records like I went this long without getting gas. And living where I am now is a great place to go for a long time without getting gas. This particular time wasn't good because I had to drive way out to this other town, or I ended up driving way out 12 miles out to this other town to get a new alternator put in my car because my battery's not charging. And I have a brand new battery there, which I got like 4 months ago. And that thing's not charging either. So I have a new battery and a new alternator, and my car still won't start. And I got the cable replaced from the solenoid to the starter. So maybe I need to replace the other cable. But I'm going to get that battery tested. But that battery passed the test last week. Like my car won't start today, so I'm letting it charge. But my RV battery back there doesn't have any kick to it because I used up all the energy watching movies. So my car wouldn't start. So I'm hoping that it'll trickle charge today. That's why I'm making video on my car right now. Wasting using time up because I can't use my computer because my computer's out of battery. So I'm basically stuck here. It's kind of a bummer. But as far as your setup, you definitely want to have electricity in your car. I've already done this video, but I have my plug there. I'm gonna get an extra battery because there's an extra battery compartment under the driver's seat with a switch, I guess. You can switch it off, and that's going to be connected to my alternator or my inverter, which my RV battery is also connected to my inverter, just to have extra battery life. So I might as well, because that thing charges every time I drive my car, and also to jumpstart myself, or to maybe even turn on the switch and be able to start myself. I'm thinking maybe one reason, because some people might be like, well, if you're going to put all your eggs in one basket, like, aren't you freaked out? Like, what if your car gets like jacked? All your shit's in there. Well, I do have a GPS in my car, but it's hot wired. And I thought maybe today, maybe that's the phantom drain, the parasitic drain that's causing my freaking battery to die. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get a new battery, and if that's the case, I'm gonna have to disconnect the GPS and just manually charge it every so often that it needs to be charged. It's kind of a bummer. But yeah, so you can I liked as a habit to leave early. I was gonna leave early at 5 this morning, but my car wouldn't start. And then you hang out in parking lots of supermarkets for cooking and stuff. If you park in front of a Starbucks, you can get internet out of your car, but I just prefer to go into the Starbucks. I just buy a drink and hang out there. Starbucks has really good internet all the time, and they have really good couches that you can sit on there and do your mouse on the couch. If you lay a newspaper over it, the laser can grab it, and it works perfectly. And then I do my computer at the gym with the thumb held mouse while I'm on the treadmill and the Stairmaster. My endurance is going up. Stairmaster's hard, dude. Well, I'm kind of heavy, 190 pounds, so. But Stairmaster, dude, I have respect for Stairmaster. I got tired after 200 steps yesterday. Or 200 floors. Yeah, there's really no lack of anything to do, or facilities for me, if I have the gym and the library and the Starbucks. And as far as movies, entertaining yourself that way, Movies at Blockbuster now are $1. So that kind of rendered Redbox obsolete. I was doing Redbox for a while because they're $1, but Redbox doesn't have good movies, and Starbucks has a great. I mean, Blockbuster, the store, has a great selection, and they're just the same price. So yippee! And yeah, I've been getting historical movies. Don't camp on a highway. I tried to camp on a highway the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I had an asthma attack. I couldn't breathe at all, dude. There's fumes. You're in like the corridor of fumes and noise. So don't camp in highways. Camp like away from cars. Plus it's really nice. You can get used to it really easily, like camping in your car, like in the city, like in parking lots, but it's a lot more enjoyable to camp way out here. Like, I mean, can you hear the birds and the little everything chirping and stuff? It's really cool. Yeah, if you find like a field like this, and one cool way to do it, and I might do the screen capture of it and attach it to this video, is you can get on Google Earth and you can just look on Google Earth and look around on a town and see if you can find big patches of dirt and grass, you know, and then go check it out. Drive over there and see if you can drive into that field. And if there's no sign on the field that says private property, go in there. Even if there is a sign on the field that says private property, go in on the part of the field that doesn't have the sign, and nobody's gonna care, dude. Like I've talked to cops about it, and people don't care. Especially if you're in somebody might think, well, if you're exposed, you might be like exposed to getting like jacked or something. But if you're in the suburbs of America, I mean, it's totally safe. Yeah, so fields are your friend. Places down near the river, that'd be a cool place. Camp near the river. So anyways, yeah, that's just a quick video. Tips for living in your car. It's really enjoyable. Get used to it really easy. I mean, the technology now is here for it. You have cell phone. You have your internet. And don't get internet connected to your car unless you're fucking loaded, because internet's everywhere. Like I can park out in front of that pizza place and I got internet. Like really high quality internet. So it's wicked nasty cool. Okay.